Hey there, team. Today, let's talk about how one leader can change an entire culture and create a ripple effect in their organization. This is a powerful concept, right? The ripple effect of leadership. So, how does one leader change the entire culture of an organization, big or small? Let's talk about some real world examples and give you actionable steps that you can use starting right now to create lasting change. And if you're ready to lead with impact, I got you covered. So, let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about understanding organizational culture. It's one of those things, and I liken it to trying to grab onto smoke, right? It's such an intangible thing. So, how do you make it tangible? How do you talk about it in a way that's tangible? So, defining it, it's the shared values, beliefs, and behaviors that influence how we do things around here. And a strong culture drives success, it motivates your team, and it creates an environment for collaboration, which is so important for getting things done. Now, when that culture turns toxic, ugh, not ideal. That's when we have disengaged team members, burnout becomes super prevalent, and we have high staff turnover. The great news is that even one leader, just one, can spark a cultural transformation. Let's talk about a couple of different case studies. So I wanted to lean into some particularly large, well-known organizations in this video. So let's talk about Satya Nadella and Microsoft, first of all. Satya became the CEO of Microsoft back in 2014. Now, at this stage, Microsoft was struggling with a competitive and stagnant culture. So we're talking silos, lack of collaboration, and instead of doubling down on the old way of doing things, Nadella introduced a growth mindset into the corporation. So he encouraged collaboration, empathy, and innovation across the company. So what are some key moves that he made? So he promoted learning initiatives that empowered employees to experiment and take risks. He also emphasized teamwork and broke down those silos that we were talking about earlier. Now, as a result, the Microsoft of today is more agile, inclusive, and innovative, which has led to higher employee engagement and a surge in market value. Now, let's talk about Starbucks. We all love our caffeinated beverages. So let's talk about Howard Schultz and Starbucks. Now, he was the former CEO of Starbucks and believed that Starbucks should be more than a coffee shop. He envisioned it as a third place between home and work. So a welcoming space for both customers and their employees. And if you know anything about me, I love creating experiences and I love that whole employee and customer experience jam. I love it so much. So his thing was transforming the company culture by prioritizing your employee well-being. And again, something that I always talk about, I have a model that I use with my clients called the culture cure. It's a triangle, and at the base is leadership. So you need to nail your leadership, which can then support your employee experience and then your customer experience. If you can get leadership first, then your employee experience down pat, they will take care of the customers just naturally. Now, Starbucks became one of the first companies to offer healthcare benefits in the US to part-time employees. He also introduced stock options to foster a sense of ownership and buy-in and loyalty to the company. Now, that's just a couple of the things that he did, but this approach didn't just elevate Starbucks, it set a new standard for how companies could care for their people and prove that investing in teams leads to business success, because we all know how ridiculously successful Starbucks is as an organization. So how can you right now, you may not be the CEO, how can you create this kind of ripple effect in your organization? It starts with one leader and one team. It just has to start somewhere. So get started with these 4 actionable steps. Define your vision. Clearly communicate to your team the kind of culture you want to build. Be specific about the values and behaviors that you expect. Secondly, lead by example. Now, if you want people to show up in a particular way, you need to walk that talk. If you want transparency, you've got to be transparent. If you value collaboration, be collaborative and show it in your actions. Don't just run off and go and do your own thing in your own direction. Third thing, prioritize your people. Invest in your team's well-being, recognize their contributions, provide growth opportunities, and listen to their feedback. And I've got a whole series of other videos around this if you wanted to dig into that a bit deeper. Number 4, and I also have videos about this as well, celebrate the wins. Culture thrives when people feel appreciated. Celebrate those team milestones, big or small, and reinforce positive behaviors, team. Now, these examples, and I know they're on a bigger scale and we're talking CEOs, it does prove that one leader can change an entire culture. You, as a leader of a team, if you focus on your team and the impact that you're having on your team and the impact your team has on the organization, you can do it too. By defining your vision, prioritizing your people, and leading with empathy as well, you'll create that ripple effect that transforms your organization and inspires the people around you. Now, I'm curious, what's one thing that you would like to change in your organization's culture? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you found our video helpful, hit like and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.